Industry news, it's your job? That's why I'm so fucking confused that you know that they changed it. Why the hell did you hear about that? Please tell me your ass is not following Dexerto on Twitter if you work as like a CPA or something like that. That's just embarrassing. Please tell me you don't know the ingredient list of Pokemon's new cookies versus the cookies that they sell at Costco, which have a similar name. I'm asking as a friend. I do, but I'm a food scientist. Do you agree that restaurants would be yummier if the health department chilled out a little bit? No? How could they not be yummier? I'm not saying it would be safer. It would obviously be more dangerous. Like, that's a given. Mold and rat poop? Well, if I ran a restaurant, I simply wouldn't serve rat poop to my customers no matter what. But if like a really good steak fell on the floor, I might rinse it off, depending on how good the marbling is. It's what I would do at home probably. If I bought a steak from the store, I mean, beef's expensive these days. That might be like, $30. There's no way I'm throwing that shit in the compost bin. That's going in the sink and then it's going in the cast iron. What is the health department doing to stop yummy food? The chef de cuisine isn't able to focus as much on their passion, which is cooking yummy food. They're busy making sure their sink gets up to exactly 71 degrees Celsius of hot water so that the restaurant doesn't get shut down for 2 weeks. I'm just saying, I should be able to get a scooped poop bagel, okay? Bro made up a health regulation? No, you can Google, like, Fraser Health department closures, and you can look at all the restaurants that have been closed. Spoilers, there's a lot of great restaurants on there. Some of them are like really bad. Some of them is like rat droppings everywhere. But then like some of them are like sink temperature not adequate. And I'm like, brother, come on. You're really gonna ruin a dude's dream just because his sink wasn't getting hot enough? Maybe they do the dishes with like a kettle or something like that. I don't know. They do not? They could. You've had salmonella? Health department didn't do shit about that one, brother. That's exactly my point. You're making my point for me. Health department, when a restaurant sink is 1 degree Celsius below mandated temperature, your business is ruined. Health department, when HelloFresh is shipping meat in cardboard boxes with like 2 ice packs in there that then sit on apartment building floors before the owner picks them up because they're at work for like 12 hours after the thing's been in the fucking truck for 12 hours too. I sleep. Mega -2. I know you own HelloFresh stock. I know you're a big investor in the DAX. Yes, it's a German company. Look it up. I work for FedEx loading those boxes. It's much worse than you think. It's shedding like crazy, man. I believe that. I used to live in an apartment building. You would see HelloFresh boxes. Like when I saw them, it was not like I saw the delivery guy like walking into the building and putting it on the ground. I would see them whenever I happened to go down to the lobby. So they might have been there for a minute. They might have been there for 6 hours. And then most people picked them up. Sometimes it would be like you'd come down to check your mail like the next day and the box would still be there. And you'd be like, you're running the numbers on that and you're like, okay, there's like ground chicken in there. So they can't afford to get you ground beef. And you're like, it's in the cardboard box with the melted ice packs. It was probably out for delivery for like a few hours. I don't even know when it was packed at the distribution center, but then from the distribution center, they shipped it to the FedEx, and then the FedEx loaded it onto a truck, which probably took several hours, and then the truck delivered them, which probably took them like all day. Yours might have been delivered first. It might have been delivered last. Who knows? I guess you're not planning on any more HelloFresh sponsorships? I haven't done a single HelloFresh sponsorship. I'm one of the greatest HelloFresh haters of all time. Was it Kate then? Yeah. She can live her own life. Have you turned them down? Like they're in the mentions like Raid Shadow Legends. Every 2 days they're like, I know you didn't want to do it yesterday, but how about tomorrow at yesterday's price? And I'm like, you need to read The Art of the Deal. You will not catch me. Maybe it makes more sense for Generation Z. For me personally, I got no problem going to the grocery store, paying less for food, cooking whatever I want, instead of like, hey, for some reason we're making quesadillas, but we're putting ground chicken in them. It doesn't even taste good. Doesn't even make any damn sense. I'll just buy my own food. I don't wish the company ill. I just don't understand why it exists. I was never taught cooking, and I don't know what to look for while shopping. Okay, like, no disrespect. How old are you? There's still time. You might live on this earth for another 55 years, maybe longer. Let's start learning that stuff now so that when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, you got the tools in the toolbox so you're not sucking on the HelloFresh teat at great personal expense for the next half century. No one taught me how to do that shit either. You know what? I've got many embarrassing memories. Asking my mom as like a 17-year-old how you cook canned soup. I'll give you the spoilers for canned soup. The spoiler for canned soup is you open the can and heat it up. You can do you could do it in the sun if you wanted to. It would take you a long time. You could pour it in a bowl and then put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. And what if it's not cooked after 2 minutes? They cooked it at the factory. What you're asking is, what if it's not warm after 2 minutes? Then, this will blow your mind, you put it in for another minute or so. And then if it's still not hot, you just kind of repeat that till it's good to go. Or you could put it in a pot, you could cook it on the stove. What setting do I put the burner at? It really doesn't matter. The only variable you're changing is time. You're just you apply heat to canned soup until it bubbles, and then turn the heat down, stir, and pour in a bowl. You've changed my world. How do you make a souffle? Bro, HelloFresh is not having you make a souffle. Don't be ridiculous. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't be ridiculous. Can't you just put the can on the stove? I can't tell you why you can't, but I think you shouldn't. I don't know if it's aluminum that is built to withstand the rigors of a stove. There's plastic lining inside. Yeah, don't do that. Don't put the can on the stove. A couple HelloFresh meals have me in a 15-step process. Not my ass, like, hey, it says it takes 20 minutes. Step 1, preheat the oven. That takes 20 minutes by itself. And then they're like, we gave you semolina flour. What you're going to do is like mix the semolina flour with like 3 tablespoons of water and work it into like a fucking dough. And I'm like, brother, if I wanted, this pizza is costing me like $19 and I got to make it myself. At that point, I'd rather just get Domino's. It's getting a little ridiculous. You get a badge in the chat to identify ya. You're my subscribers. Thanks for 72 months. Thank you for the gift subs. Thank you for the bits. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the tips. Come over to my place, baby, you're a wreck. That's an original.